Okay, so oh, this hurts because I have to redo this again. So again, first question. Oh, so not nice. And obviously, you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. But here, so this we sort of did it in class. The highest elevation, 29,028, right? And the lowest, the Dead Sea, is at an elevation that's 1,312 below sea level. 1312, 1312. So that's going to be negative though, right? Because it's below sea level. So let's just imagine 0 being somewhere over here, obviously. Now we want to find the difference between these two elevations. So like we did it in class, we can think of two steps here, or two calculations. We can find the distance here, from here to here, and then the distance from here to here, and add them. So if you were all the way down here and you had to go to 0, you would walk this much feet. And then if you were at 0 and you had to go all the way to the top of the mountain, you would walk how many? 29,028, right? So, and what are you going to do with these two? Well, I'm going to add them. So, and I don't know why I'm doing it this way, but here we go. Add them. And I guess you don't know that I don't have my tablet and my pen is not working, so therefore I have to do it this way. So if you, the difference between those two numbers is going to be 30,340. 30,340. I was on number 12 and my video shut down. Okay, in Buffalo, New York, the temperature was negative 14 in the morning. Okay, it's negative 14, so I'm going to write that as negative 14. And then the temperature dropped. So it was at negative 14 and it went even lower. So negative 14 is represented this way. Right? Negative 14. Plus, and then a drop of negative 7, I'm going to use the integer negative 7. So this is my expression. So if we were negative 14 and it got colder, right, by negative 7, a negative plus a negative, we know it's negative, and it's going to be 21. Number 3, a submarine was 800 feet below water, so 800 feet is written as underwater, right? So it's we're going to use that to represent that. Plus, we're going to use addition, and then it ascends, it goes up 250, so it's not negative 250, it's positive 250, so that's our expression right here, 250. So we're still going to be underwater, it's just a matter that we're going to be a little bit closer to the surface. Negative 800 plus 250, well, the negatives are going to win, and they're going to win because they have this much, right? So when we're adding a positive and a negative integer, we actually subtract them, right? And we take the sign of the bigger number, which in this case is 800. Okay, so various ways of thinking about this. 4, Sahara Desert, the temperature was 136, which is positive. And then in the Gobi Desert, that temperature was negative 50. Look how cold that is over there. So again, and I'm going to put a 0 somewhere over here. You think of a thermometer or something like that. Again, you want to find a difference. This is almost like the first question, right? So what's the difference between these two temperatures? Well, the difference is this whole distance over here, right? This whole distance, which you can, if you like, break it up into 2 parts. You can add these 2 parts from negative 50 to 0. How much is negative 50 to 0? You would take 50 steps. And from 0 to 136, you would take another 136 steps. And the difference would be 186. So that's the difference from negative 50 to 136. Okay. Okay, so you write a check. Your account is overdrawn. When your account is overdrawn, it means that you used more than you had. So right now, you owe the bank 50 bucks. That's what it means. So on top of that, you wrote a check to someone, and you gave them $20, which means you used another $20. So how much, what is your balance? If you were to go to the ATM, what did the ATM machine would say? Well, negative plus a negative is a negative, and 50 plus 27. Your ATM would say that you are currently at negative 7. You owe the bank $70. Okay. Where am I? 6, a roller coaster is at 90. So you start all the way up here, which is positive 90. And I'm going to sort of draw this. And it says that it went down, right? It went down 105 feet. So if you were at 90 and you dropped 105, where are you now? Well, at some point, you know, well, this is 0. At some point, you're going to pass 0 and you're going to be under, right? You're going to be below here. So how far down are we? Well, the expression should have been 90 positive plus, and the descent is negative 105, right? Because you're going down. So 90 plus negative 105, well, there's more negatives. How many more? 15. And that is your answer. Where am I? Steve, okay, has overdrawn his check. Again, another overdrawn scenario. Overdrawn means that I owe the bank 27 right now. And on top of that, plus the bank charged me $15. So that means I wasted another 15 because I used money I didn't have. But then he deposited $100 because he doesn't want to be in the negative. So he went to the bank and said, I'm going to put some money in my account. He put $100 in there. What does he have right now in his bank account? Well, let's do this step at a time. Negative 27 and negative 15, they're both negative. So I'm going to get, right, negative 42. And then to that, I'm going to add 100. So there's more positive. So bank out, I'm not going to owe the bank anymore. So it's going to be 58. Eight. On the first play, the football team lost 6 yards. On the second, he lost another 5. What was the total loss or whatever? So negative 6, I lost. And then we played again, and I lost another 5. That's both represented by negative integers. So my total loss here, negative 11. Stock market. So I bought something for $37, and the price of it goes up and down during the day. So it was at 37, plus it went down, so I'm going to write negative 3, plus, and then it went up 1, so I'm going to use the positive integer, and then plus it went down, what, 7? Is that what it says? It went down 7, 3 plus 1, and then down 7, which means I should have written negative 7 over here. And it did something else, and then an up 4, and then on top of it, it went up 4. Okay. So what's the final answer to this? Well, just do it step by step. Right? 37 and plus negative 3 is 34. Plus 1 is going to give me 35, and then that 35 I'm going to add to negative 7, and there's more positive, so that's going to give me 28. And finally, to 28, I'm going to add 4, and that's going to give me 32. An elevator went up 15 floors, so how do we represent going up? You use a positive integer 15. Down 9 floors, so I'm going to go plus, and then I'm going to use a negative. Plus 15 plus, what, no, what's going on? 15 plus negative 9, and then it went up 11 floors, plus 11, and then went down 19 floors, plus negative 19. So I want you to use this expression. Now we have to find out the net change, or where we are. So if I'm at 0, went to 15, and I plus negative 9, that's going to give me 7. So now I'm on the 7th floor. On the 7th floor, I go up 11, puts me on the 18th floor. And then from the 18th floor, I'm going to go plus negative 19, right? Which means I go all the way past the surface 0, and I end up negative 1, which means I am 1 level down below surface. 11, the average temperature somewhere the average temperature. The average temperature. Give me a second. I have to find an outlet. Oh, thank the Lord. Oh, thank you. So, the average temperature somewhere in the South Pole is negative 45, and the average temperature in the equator is 92. What's the difference? How much warmer? Well, again, so let's write that. It's negative 45, right? And the temperature in the equator is 92. That's positive. And then 0. Why does it keep doing that? All right, so let's look at a number line horizontally. Right, so it's a number line. That's negative 45. That's 0, and this is 92 all the way here. So it's definitely warmer in this section, right? How much warmer is it? Well, again, think about it in terms of absolute value. From negative 45 to 0, it's 45, right? Yeah, it's 45 degrees. From 0 to 92 is another 92. And what am I going to do with these two numbers? I'm going to add them up. And that's going to give me a total of equals, oh, there's a small time. It's going to be 137. So that's the difference. It's 137 degrees warmer in the equator than in the South Pole. Felix reported that the coldest day on record for his town was 5 times colder than yesterday's temperature. So yesterday's temperature was negative 4. We haven't done multiplication, but it's 5 times colder than that. So it's going to be 5 times negative 4. So what exactly is multiplication? Multiplication is repeated addition, no? So that means it's negative 4 plus negative 4 plus negative 4 plus negative 4 and plus negative 4. So that's another way of writing that problem. So I know we're adding a bunch of negatives, so I know obviously my answer is negative. So a bunch of friendlies, right? They're all friendlies. So negative 4 plus negative 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 12. Negative 12 plus 4 is negative 16. And that's going to give me a total of negative 20. I can't make 0 pairs because everybody's negative, right? And 13, Pythagoras was born in the year 582. And again, 582 AD can be expressed this way. So that's a long time ago. And then this is year 0. And then who else? Newton was born in 1643. Let me put this to the right of 0, right? Because that's positive. That says AD. So how many years apart are there? Why one guy was born here and one guy was born. So there's a lot of years apart. And again, anytime we're this one from 582 to 0 to year 0 is 582 years. From 0 to 1640, the year 1643 is how much? 1643 years. What do I do with those two numbers? We're going to add them. And it's going to equal, let's see, 582 plus 1643, 2,220. They are 2,225 years apart. Okay. The freezing point of water is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Tim added potassium, and the freezing point went down by 8. What was the freezing point then? Well, here's the freezing point 1, 32, plus went down by 8 means negative 8. So what's now the new freezing point? Well, 32 plus negative 8 is going to be a positive. There's more positives. How many more? I subtract 32 minus 8 and I get 24. So the new freezing point is going to be 24 degrees. The local movie theater reports losses of $4.75 each day for 3 days. What is the total loss? Well, a loss is represented by a negative number. Negative 4.75. And that happened 3 days. So just like the other problem, we're going to not multiply, but add negative 4.75 3 times. Negative, right? So after 3 days, how much money did that movie theater lose? It's going to be, let's see, equals negative 1,425. That's how much loss there was. Okay. No. Can I do this? Okay. And then 16. The city budget is $8 million. The city actually spends $12 million. So the city can spend, or they have in their bank account, this much money. Right? It's a good thing. It's a lot of money. But they miscalculated something, and they actually end up spending this much, which means they're going to be in deficit, which means they're going to be owing. So how much? Well, there's definitely more negatives. So, and if you subtract 12 million from minus 8 million, you're going to have 4 million. So this city is going to be $4 million in debt. Big chunk of money. And the elevation amount effort, okay, looks like a repeat of number 1. Yes, it is. Okay, so which means I am done. I'll put this up and we're done.